안녕하세요. Riding on the Korean wave. Welcome to Thursday's edition of The Culture Wave. I'm Kwon-soa in Seoul. Explore with us Korea's culture from all aspects and stay up to date with K-entertainment, K-heritage, K-music, K-people, K-everything. And all of that together with our Thursday co-host, Bella Kim. Hello, Bella.
Hi, Soa. And hello to everyone joining us today on The Culture Wave. I'm Bella, back again to co-host and fill you guys in with the latest K-entertainment news. So stay tuned for that coming up shortly.
Now, today we want to start off by taking a look back at the devastating wildfires that Korea recently suffered, which also destroyed numerous cultural assets. Now, the wildfires of Sancheong-gun County, Gyeongsang-namdo Province, and Uiseong-gun County, Gyeongsang-bukdo Province, were part of what became South Korea's worst wildfires on record, and some 30 national heritage sites were destroyed. As climate change is expected to worsen wildfires, it has been pointed out that new measures are needed to protect national heritage. Jin tells us more.
The devastating wildfires swept away nearly 30 national heritage sites, including Gounsa, a centuries-old Buddhist temple in Gyeongsang-bukdo Province. Gaonru, a pavilion-shaped structure within the Gounsa temple, and Yeonsujeon Hall were both burnt, both designated as national treasures from the United Shilla dynasty.
Strong winds impacted the wildfires the most. The wildfires spread quickly, riding on the strong and dry winds that reached a maximum speed of 27 meters per second.
Most of the temples designated as national treasures are buried away in the mountains, which makes access to them difficult for firefighting vehicles. This is why major national heritage sites are equipped with basic fire extinguishing equipment, including fire hydrants. The problem is when wildfires become large-scale. When fires break out, burn simultaneously, and spread at high speed, evacuating national cultural assets should be prioritized, as protective equipment can only do so much.
They have fiberglass fireproof cloth that's commercially available on the market. It serves its function for a relatively long period below 1,000 degrees Celsius, but a situation where the flames exceed 1,000 degrees for several tens of minutes is beyond the scope of protection that this cloth can function.
Particularly for large wooden buildings, flame-proof cloth needs to be installed using high-rise vehicles. But in emergency situations, it is not easy to operate such equipment and procure the personnel to do it. So for important locations, separate measures are needed for flame-proof cloth installation, as well as education and training for those in charge of national heritage safety management. Moreover, the most recent wildfires have highlighted that there needs to be an overall revision to national response measures of large-scale fires, during which specific measures need to be prepared for the protection of national treasures. Jin, Arirang News.
The recent damage to the dozens of cultural heritage sites reminded me of a huge incident back in 2008 when Sungnaemun Gate in Seoul was burned down.
Right, I still remember it was terrible, and especially because that was done by arson.
Right, it was very shocking. But that case actually led to the establishment of the Cultural Heritage Disaster Prevention Day, which falls on February 10th, because that was the day when Sungnaemun Gate was on fire.
Oh, so what exactly goes on that Cultural Heritage Disaster Prevention Day?
Well, of course, it helps. It serves as a means to raise awareness, but also on that day, people who work at historic sites, they conduct fire drills to reduce the risks of fire damage.
Let's hope that stronger efforts and more efforts are continued to protect these national assets.
Of course. And we also have more on such latest efforts regarding the latest wildfires. Our AI anchor Ari will report on that and other cultural news. Ari?
Hello and welcome to your AI guide to the latest cultural updates from Korea. Here's our top story. Culture Minister Yoo In-chon has visited Gounsa and Ullamsa. Centuries-old Buddhist temples reduced to ashes in recent wildfires in Gyeongsang-bukdo Province, accompanied by National Heritage Service Administrator Chung-chun. Minister Yoo assessed the damage and discussed various measures for swift recovery with on-site officials. Yu pledged to explore a wide range of recovery methods in collaboration with related organizations, including the National Heritage Service and local governments, while providing necessary support. He also visited the Joint Memorial Altar in Andong City to pay tribute to wildfire victims and stopped by the Central Support Center to encourage those involved in recovery efforts. An international conference will be held next Friday in Tangjin City, Chungcheongnam-do Province, to commemorate the 10th anniversary of the traditional tug-of-war's inscription as a UNESCO Intangible Cultural Heritage of Humanity. Hosted by the UNESCO Center for Intangible Cultural Heritage in the Asia-Pacific region. In partnership with Tangjin, the conference will bring together heritage specialists from Korea, Cambodia, Vietnam, and the Philippines, the 4 countries that jointly inscribed tug-of-war as a UNESCO heritage in 2015. Participants will share preservation initiatives undertaken since the inscription and discuss strategies to strengthen intergovernmental cooperation on the shared heritage. Tug-of-war, a traditional agrarian game, has long been practiced across Asia as a ritual to pray for rain and a bountiful harvest. The opening of the Yeongdeungpo Yeouido Spring Flower Festival, one of Seoul's most popular cherry blossom spots, has been postponed from this Friday to next Tuesday. Yeongdeungpo District Office announced the decision after an emergency response meeting, citing the potential influx of large crowds near the National Assembly in Yeouido before and after President Yoon's impeachment ruling set for Friday. The festival has been scaled down, with the opening ceremony and the Air Force's Black Eagles celebratory flight cancelled. Extra police and security personnel will be deployed in crowded areas throughout the festival to ensure public safety. The event runs through next Saturday. That's all from me. Keep it tuned to the Culture Wave.
And now it's time for our daily dose of K-entertainment news with Bella Kim. Bella, we will start off with news on a K-pop act. Who is that?
That is correct. We're going to start off with BTS member J-Hope. J-Hope has once again made his mark on the Billboard Hot 100 chart. According to the latest chart released by Billboard on Tuesday, J-Hope's digital single Mona Lisa debuted at number 65 on the Billboard Hot 100. Now, this marks J-Hope's 7th entry on the Hot 100 chart as a solo artist, tying with fellow BTS member Jungkook for the most entries by a K-pop solo artist. J-Hope first entered the Hot 100 in 2019 with Chicken Noodle Soup at number 81, and this year alone, J-Hope has achieved the remarkable feat of having 3 songs enter the Hot 100, I'll Be Back, Sweet Dreams, and now Mona Lisa.
Oh, wow. Always so proud to see these K-pop artists thrive globally.
Right.
Now, Bella, we're going to move from HYBE, because HYBE is the company of BTS, to SM, because they have some news regarding a deal that has been renewed with one of their top groups, right?
Right. We are going to talk about a group that, both of us are very familiar with. It's TVXQ, or 동방신기 in Korean. TVXQ has renewed their contract with SM Entertainment. On Wednesday, SM announced that they have renewed their contract with TVXQ's Yoonho and Max Changmin. And SM and TVXQ are continuing a partnership that began from their debut in 2003, marking 22 years together. Said it's a nostalgic feeling to, continue our journey with SM Entertainment, who has been with us since our debut. We will always strive to show our best to give back the love and support we receive from the fans. Changmin also shared, it's incredibly meaningful to have been with SM Entertainment for over 20 years, and we will continue to create an even more impressive future for TVXQ with the support and strength that SM Entertainment provides us. Meanwhile, TVXQ will meet the fans at Tokyo Dome for their concert from April 25th to 27th.
TVXQ, or 동방신기, they really are one of the representative boy groups, the second generation K-pop boy groups. That's when it really started with spreading the Hallyu wave out there into the world.
For sure.
And now for our last story, Bella, we're going to talk about an upcoming film with a punch.
punch. That's correct. It's One Punch Man Ma Dong-seok will hunt down demons in the upcoming film Holy Night Demon Hunters. On Wednesday, a press conference was held for this film at Lotte Cinema's Konkuk University branch in Seoul, where the film's lead actors Ma Dong-seok, Jung Ji-so, Kyung Soo-jin, Seo-hyun, Lee Da-wit, and the director Im Dae-hee attended the event. Holy Night is an occult action film where the Holy Night team of dark fixers take on the forces of evil in a city plunged into chaos by a cult that worships evil. We will be able to see Ma Dong-seok, throwing his signature nuclear punch, but this time not at humans, at demons. And Ma didn't just participate in the film as an actor, but he also contributed as filmmaking as well. And he said at the press conference that he watched thousands of horror films from all around the world until he got sick of them. So he watched plenty of them. And one of the main actors, Seo-hyun, a member from Girls' Generation, will make her screen debut with this film. Holy Night Demon Hunters will hit theaters on April 30th.
Okay, I'll check that out. And, I already feel very bad for the demons.
I know,
because
right?
they have to deal with Ma Dong-seok's fist,
yes.
his big fist, his hard
know.
punch. Well, thank you very much, Bella, for those entertainment news, and stick around.
Will do.
France is widely recognized as a country of art and a cultural powerhouse. It is also a nation with which South Korea has close to 140 years of diplomatic relations. No wonder France and Korea also cooperate in the music sector. Recently, French and Korean music industry professionals got together for a conference in Seoul to discuss the future of K-pop and explore ways to collaborate. Now today, we connect to Leslie Dubest, CEO of a French independent music label, who was one of the participants at that conference. Hello, Mr. Dubest.
Hi, Mr. Dubest.
안녕하세요.
안녕하세요. Thank you for joining us. Now, Mr. Dubest, let's start with your impression of your recent visit to the home of K-pop, of course, Korea. How was it?
It was great. It was an incredible week, and I've been several times in Seoul and in South Korea, and I really appreciate and really loved it. So it was very, very, very cool, as usual, I would say.
Right. And you were here in Korea for the Atelier K-pop conference that was held in Seoul last month. What was this event about? Please tell us about it.
This event was about join forces from both of our country on the music side. I believe France is a little bit late to the party when it comes to collaborate with the K-pop industry, and so the initiative was coming from this National Center of Music in France and the French Embassy, combined with our local partner, Jake from Liwei, without whom nothing would have been possible. So we basically explore, discuss opportunities, ways to collaborate together. And the artists that came from France, a blend with a Korean producer, top liners, musician from JYP Entertainment, from Amplified Media and Top Media. And that was very fruitful, very interactive, and a lot of very good songs came out of that Atelier K-pop. A true success in the terms of relationship, music, content, and overall good vibes.
Well, let's talk a little bit more about those fruitful outcomes. And you also just mentioned that very good songs came out. And I did hear that 4 French songwriters wrote songs aimed at the K-pop industry while they were staying here in Seoul for around a week. So how did that turn out?
It turned out really well, actually. You never know, how things, our artists are going to combine their skills and influence and relationship. But it turns out that it was very interesting. When we had that listening session at JYP Entertainment Center, it was met with applause and enthusiasm. And I have to say that there was a wide range of variety of songs and vibes and the genre. And every team brought something to the table. That was truly interesting. And I believe some powerful songs will be picked and get out to the world from that atelier.
So they are not out yet, but we can expect them to be out soon, maybe?
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. It was really recent. So the time of processing, listening and involving all the partners, then there's a careful selection about like the songs for which artists and which, partners. So it might take a bit of time, but I'm sure we will see results on that.
Wow,
Very
really
looking forward to that.
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
And now, Mr. Duvest, during the conference, you also mentioned that, K-pop industry is where it is today, thanks to various industries that are, collaborating, integrating in the growth of K-pop. So could you be able to elaborate on this as well?
You mean on like, the how things are blended and how, the K-pop, I think is really forward thinking in the terms of like pushing the boundaries on the technology. And I mean, it's based on like cultural technology aspect. So we have various examples of like ESPA, for example, that was created right away with the metaverse and like avatar people combined with the real artists, involving also AI. We can think about TXT using VR. We can think about Eternity. There was a full AI band. We can also remember that there was like some member of BTS in webtoons. I mean, there's loads of way of combining the music, entertainment, and like all the tools and medium that are existing today. And I think K-pop was really like pioneering that kind of like synergy and way of thinking, but also based on the fact that initially social network were and are still a huge powerful tool to spread the music and the Hallyu over the world when it was not so exposed. So combining all that technology, all that entertainment, music, and bring it to a global audience is very interesting, and we have a lot to learn from K-pop on that aspect.
So basically you're saying the integration that we're talking about has a lot to do with high technology, because Korea is one of the top technology countries in the world. So technology and K-pop, and that's also one of the driving forces to get K-pop out into the world, I guess.
Right, and there's definitely now less boundaries, between music and technology, as Mr. Duvest mentioned. And now I want to hear about K-pop in France as well. I know, K-pop boom is, going crazy everywhere globally. Who would you say is the most, popular K-pop artist in France right now, or, the most song that's most loved by France?
We can see like the more and more people, and I can see, of course, I have access to the chart every week, and I can see that now there's like regularly #1 artists. So we can mention N.I.P.E.N, for example. We can mention Le Seraphim. We can mention G-Idol, of course. Even BTS it's very logic. But we can see more and more band blowing up in France, and mostly on the live aspect. I mean, the translation so far is like massive concert like at the U Arena or Bercy, but like more. I think there's like at least 10, bands that are really, really big in France at the moment. TXT as well. So yeah, there's like definitely a fandom in France for all those bands. It's a bit harder to track which song is big at the moment, but I would say it's a global phenomenon where people are buying records, streaming overall Korean top bands, and definitely there's a huge boom in France since a few years.
It's great to hear to have these K-pop songs on the music charts in France. And also, I have to say, many concerts are happening not only in France, but also Germany and other European countries. Sometimes I feel it's even easier to see these stars up close in other countries than in Korea. That's how often they make those world tours. But Mr. Duvest, as the CEO of an independent music label, are there any specific musicians that grab grab your attention? Or is there anyone in the Korean K-pop industry you would like to work with? It could be a songwriter or an agency or a specific group or singer.
At the moment, we've started to explore. You know, I'm very still humble on as I say, I came a few times and I exploring the indie scene. Recently, Poppy Fusée, that was part of the camp in that week, worked with a top producer called Junjaman in Seoul, and the result was great. I have to say, he remixed one of the track. We are about to start a collaboration with another producer that we love called Udini, and I. Actually on Arirang last week, but I couldn't check it out at Shazam, but I see a great band live, so I'm going to explore and check who it was. And also on the thing that struck me, there's a band called Adoy. I don't know if the pronunciation is great. That is like doing kind of like synthwave music, and it's really cool. And one of the prog rock or like pop band I love is Iyuko as well. So I'm still exploring and know and how to learn like the indie scene, but a few things start to appear that I really dig.
Wow.
Now, speaking of exploring, so how would you like to see Korean and French music scenes collaborate in the future through K-pop? And also, I mean, for me, I don't know that many French pop artists at this point, but I guess there are many in France now who are familiar with Korean big names like BTS or Blackpink, for instance. I would find it very interesting if through that collaboration, we here in Korea would also know more about these French artists.
Vice versa.
Right. So could you tell us more about the future of collaborations?
One of the things we've discussed last week and that has been on the agenda is how do we bring artists, of course, to France. We came to your country and it was great. And the idea would be to be a kind of like, the same initiative, but in France. So a good thing would be to start like writing camps and like meetings and combining talent from on both ends. And that's something we are discussing, and that is taking more, more space in the discussion between the partners. We could see also in the future like big pop artists or like, big rap artists collaborating with top Korean band or solo artist. I think it didn't yet happen. It's happening with Sin, like Rosé and like Bruno Mars, or like in the UK, in the US, there are more initiative. It didn't happen to France yet, but we are exploring. Perhaps on the Sin collaboration, as I say, but on a big scale, on big level, it's yet to happen. And I think that would be really exciting to combine, top French artists of any genre and top Korean artists. I guess it will happen in the near future.
I really hope so, because I mean, I lived in Germany before. Back then, I did listen to some French music. I can think of Alizé, for instance. But after coming to Korea, I don't really get to hear much of European music, but more from the US. So really, I would love to see that Europe and or France with Korea collaboration in the future. Now, thank you very, very much, Mr. Dubest, for sharing your insights today. And we look forward to creative music being born through many French-South Korean collaborations in the K-pop industry. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me. 감사합니다.
감사합니다. Merci beaucoup.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
And thank you, Bella, as always. We're going to see you next time.
Yes, I'll see you next time.
Thank you for spending the past half an hour with us on the Culture Wave for your daily dose of K-culture issues. Thanks for watching.